Mr. Griffin, you opposed the proposed Constitution Amendment, Georgia Amendment 1, of course, talking about opportunity school districts.
Right.
Moving forward with that, do you support or oppose Amendment 1?
Oh, I oppose Amendment 1 because for a number of reasons. It will hurt our local school system. We do not need to have a superintendent of schools who's appointed by the governor and only works for the governor controlling our school system. There's something that's called local control, and that is something that the Republicans have had on the agenda for a number of years. Now they are trying to pull that away as part of their philosophy. The opportunity school system will take away all of the authority from the local Board of Education. And we will have to continue to fund those schools at a level that state school superintendent will determine who works for the governor. And I do not support it. I don't think it's good for our community. I don't think it's good for our state. And by the way, Louisiana was one of the states that instituted that. And I've been told in the last couple of days that the legislature is appealing that down in Louisiana because it did not work.
Mr. Williams?
I have supported this bill. I have heard the governor speak several times in response to this bill. The governor did prison reform where they were educating prisoners, teaching them career jobs and trades before they were released from prison. 70% of the people that are incarcerated have one thing in common, and that is they were high school dropouts. Something has got to be done. If you look at the list of failing schools that are on the list now, I don't have it with me. Fulton County had about 30 failing schools. DeKalb County had about 20. Atlanta Public Schools had about 20. These schools have failed continuously through the years. The governor's not taking away the money. What the governor is saying is there's something wrong. That child is failing. That child is going through a failing school. That child that goes to that failing school is not going to be admitted to Georgia College and State University. They can't get in. They need the opportunity, just like any of you have, that have gone through schools that were not failing. The governor's position is not to take over those schools and keep control of that school. It's to take that school and get it on a track, to bring it up, to bring the test grades up, and it's to find out the problem. Is it administration? Is it the teachers? Is it just the mix of students? Is it, just exactly what is it? The governor does not want to intend on keeping those schools forever. They want to turn them back over to local control after a certain period of time. And this is for mainly the children that are affected are poor and underprivileged that live in the project areas. And why not? Why shouldn't we give them a fighting chance? Education is the key to everything, and we want to give them a fighting chance.
Well, a couple of things. First of all, this doesn't have anything to do with prisons and people in prison. And opportunity, they are failing schools that are in other places than in the projects and in minority areas. Absolutely, the governor is trying to take over the school system of the failing schools. Now, we already have a Department of Education. That's what they are for. We are paying a state school superintendent and his staff and et cetera. What the governor should be doing and his administration is forcing them to carry out their responsibility and don't put all that burden on the local school system. And Mr. Williams is saying, well, the governor is not trying to take any money away. What is he doing? The money is as a taxpayer, He pays taxes to the school system. I pays taxes to the school system. Those taxes will go into the Opportunity School District, and we will not have any control over those. We elect the Board of Education,
Mr.
and
Griffin,
we
I think
should.
your time is up. We're going to move on
Okay.
to Mr. Williams. 1 minute to respond.
My response is that he's not to take them over, but he's to try to put them on a path to try to help every student. They're failing students, and the schools have generationally failed. They failed the parents, the grandparents, and now they're failing the child. And so something is chronically wrong. My father-in-law was a school superintendent. I spent time with him. I know about some of the education issues and problems. Sometimes the local control for political reasons, economic reasons, whatever. That school is not getting the attention or the leadership that it needs. The governor's office can make sure that that happens. This is not benefiting the governor. He's looking to benefit children. What is more important than our children, our youth? They're our leaders of tomorrow. We've got to take care of them. We've got to help them get a good education.
Mr. Williams, following up on that, teacher groups such as the Georgia Association of Educators have opposed Amendment 1, and this is kind of a general feeling, it seems, from teachers that they are opposed to this idea of opportunity school districts. Are you saying that politicians know better than the teachers on the subject?
Well, no, not necessarily, but I have spoken to some teachers who, under the threat of retaliation, are keeping quiet, and they're going with the union. They're having to fall in line. So, therefore, what happens when they get into the booth, we'll see. This may not be the best answer, but it's a start. It is something new and it's innovative. Only 2 other states, Tennessee and Louisiana, have adopted this. But it's something that is being tried, and they are attempting to do something. And that's the main thing, that you are having a proactive government.
Mr. Griffin, I'll give you 1 minute.
Okay, 1 minute. Louisiana has failed. Tennessee has failed. I have attended several town halls or discussions on the opportunity school system here. Mr. Williams has not. There was a town hall meeting, what's the day, Thursday, Tuesday evening at the First Baptist Church here. He was not there. There were teachers there, the Board of Education, and parents. They are all against this opportunity school system. I don't know of any teacher here in Baldwin County that has been threatened. And let me say this, if there are any teacher out there in Baldwin County who has been threatened by someone, you all come to see Floyd Griffin, and I will help deal with that, because that is not what I'm hearing, and we should vote no on the opportunity school